All right, so greetings and welcome, and thank you for joining me today to learn more about CEA Study Abroad's Global Internship programs. If you have questions at any time, please feel free to just put those in the chat there, and I'll try to monitor that as I go through. But my name is Carissa Williams, and I am the Regional Director of the Southeast for CEA Study Abroad, and I work closely with the University of Central Florida. All right, so during this session, we'll take a look at the reasons you should participate in an international internship, review our program options and pricing, discuss the intern experience, and then learn about the course and credit transfer and how to apply. All right, so CEA, we created our internship program because of the skills gap. So what is this? What is the skills gap? What does that mean? Well, a 2018 payscale.com survey showed that 87% of recent grads feel ready for a job in their career field versus only 50% of hiring managers who felt they were actually prepared. So this equates to that 37% gap between the student's perception of their job preparedness and the employer's perception of it. So noticing that even though students are getting the practical and technical knowledge they need through coursework, there's often a gap in important competencies like leadership, communication, critical thinking skills. So this is where hands-on experiences like an internship really come into play and can help you further develop these competencies. By participating in a global internship, whether it's virtual or in person, you'll gain a global career experience in spite of maybe financial, personal, or global barriers to going abroad or staying local. You'll be able to develop professional skills that are required to be successful and thrive in the 21st century workplace. And then it also helps fill a gap in traditional career development pathways. So CEA has created what we call a journey to career readiness, and that begins with the time you submit your application to the moment you complete the program. So the first phase of this is the discovery phase. And in this phase, you'll receive about 7 to 10 hours of career coaching before you begin your internship. In the development phase, and this is when you're actually participating in your internship, you'll work through the process, you'll work through and process your experience in our course, which is the Multicultural Workplace Seminar course, and I'll touch on that in a little bit. And finally, in the demonstration phase, you'll bring everything you've experienced and learned back home, and hopefully you'll continue to work with your career advisor and the Study Abroad office on your professional and career development journey. So we do offer a variety of internship program models. You can participate in an in-country study plus internship program during the semester or the summer, or you can participate in just a summer internship. We also do offer virtual global internships, and you can do the virtual internship on its own during the semester or the summer, or combine it with up to 2 of our virtual elective courses. On the bottom here, you'll see the starting prices for the internship programs, and just note that they'll vary by destination and then how long you are gone. So you can expect the course and the placement to take place throughout the program. Every other week, you'll either participate in a cultural discussion, excuse me, to learn more about the local culture, or a coaching call with one of CEA's NACE certified career coaches, and they'll help you further your career and skill development. And then at the end of the program, you and your supervisor will complete an evaluation, which will identify your strengths and opportunities as they align to the NACE career readiness competencies that you'll explore throughout the course and placement. We also offer a career workshop after the program concludes. So the model you see here on the screen, this is for the virtual internship, which is 8 weeks, regardless if you're doing it during the semester or the summer. And then our summer internship program is 8 weeks. And this shows how that changes for a semester program, which is about 14 weeks. So as part of the discovery phase of our program, we have intentionally designed the placement process so that it allows us to match you with an internship that aligns to your long-term career interests and learning objectives. So this process does take time and trust in CEA because we do the hard work of finding the internship, based on the individual student, rather than just throwing you into any available internship we have based on your major. So we facilitate this process over the course of several weeks through interviews and coaching with our staff. So in the pre-screen phase, this is when, after you submit your application and you're accepted by CEA, you'll begin that placement process. And this starts with the pre-screen interview that's conducted by one of our domestic internship coaches. And basically, this is a chance for us to get to know you better and learn more about what you're interested in. You'll be coached through specific interview techniques, and we'll help you refine your resume. We'll help you understand what the fundamental skills for entry into your desired profession are, and then what skills you need for long-term success. And so by the end of the pre-screen process, the goal is for you to come away with some clearly defined goals of what you'd like to achieve during your internship experience and have a more realistic view of your field of interest. After that, you'll have an interview with one of our on-site placement coordinators, and they'll work with you to refine your objectives, and we'll begin to identify an internship placement for you. And all of our placements are identified through local and personal relationships that our on-site staff have. And finally, you'll have one last interview with your host organization. In some cases, this might not always happen because it's a host company we've been working with for a long time, and they've just simply built trust in the quality of CEA interns. But more often than not, you will have that last interview with your host organization. I do want to note that all of our interviews are done over Zoom and they are recorded. This just provides us an opportunity to share these recordings with you and coach you on how you can improve your interview techniques prior to the final interview with your on-site host, to your host company. And this is especially helpful if you're really struggling. Your internship coach can share your interview with you and coach you through that so you can become a better interviewer. And then once you're accepted into your internship, you'll receive a job description and a final commitment letter. We do have a placement guarantee, so if we're unable to place you within 15 days prior to departure or your virtual program start date, we do have a money-back placement timeline guarantee that will then take effect. So what type of student makes a great intern? We do have some basic application guidelines such as a 2.75 GPA, a strong resume, transcript, and internship interest form, and you can find these requirements on our website. Internship positions are selective, so we really look for students who demonstrate high levels of discipline, students who take initiative, they have excellent verbal and oral communication skills, they're motivated, and have they show flexibility throughout the process. So these are the students that are most successful in securing placements. And your capacity to thrive in an internship is directly impacted by your readiness for the intensity of the experience itself. So we do evaluate each of the students' readiness based on the following criteria. So any relevant experience you have, and don't forget, coursework counts, volunteering counts, any previous job experience that you have can count as well. And our internship coaches will help you draw on those experiences and how it could be relevant to the position you're seeking. We also look at your engagement level throughout the placement process. Are you responding to the internship coaches at CEA? Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought here. Are you on time for your meetings and interviews? We also look at your self-awareness, your capacity to manage uncertainty, because as I mentioned, you're not necessarily applying to a specific position, which can kind of cause, that uncertainty there. So, how do you handle that? And then just your motivation behind the interest. Are you wanting to do an internship abroad because your parents are telling you have to, or do you have a true motivation and are you truly interested in doing an internship abroad? So we do offer a wide variety of placements, again, that are tailored to each individual student. So here you'll see some areas that we've placed students in. This isn't all encompassing. I had a really hard time just, narrowing down some different options. And our portfolio is ever growing just based on the needs of our students. Out on our website, it can also guide you to the right location based on what your interests are. I do want to note that we do place students in companies and organizations that will provide you with the exposure and experience you need. So while we might partner with a few multinational companies, our preference is actually for small to medium-sized companies. And there are some advantages to this. And that includes building adaptability skills by working in a virtual environment, working in an environment that allows you to learn from other aspects in the same sector. And then, you really gain a sense of confidence in knowing you've made a real impact because you are doing meaningful work that will impact the company that you're working for. As I mentioned before, you'll also be enrolled in a course alongside your internship placement, and this course will be an online hybrid course. And you can get anywhere between 3 and 6 credits for your internship. So each module of our online course focuses on one of the 8 NACE career readiness competencies that I've been talking about throughout the presentation. And these competencies include global and intercultural fluency, professional and work ethic, written communication, teamwork and collaboration, critical thinking and problem solving, digital technology, leadership, and career management. So the course is throttled, and that means you'll have access to just a certain amount of modules per week until we release those next modules. And this ensures that you work through the course alongside your internship placement for the duration of the program. So you'll complete these on your own and comment and interact with our instructor and other students. As I mentioned before, we host bi-weekly cultural discussions where you'll meet with an in-country cultural expert as well. And then within each module, there are a series of lessons that you will complete, and there are a variety of tasks to complete, such as watching some TED Talk videos, doing reflections, different activities, polls, and more. So some of the reflections are shared just with our CEA support team, and then others are viewable by fellow students. That way you can engage and learn from each other. All right, so what's next? When you're ready to apply, make sure you speak with your study abroad advisor and career counselor at UCF, just to help you understand how an internship fits into your degree plan, understand credit transfer and different funding options. And then next, you'll apply directly to CEA, and one of our enrollment advisors can help you select, the right program and collect your application requirements. And once we have your application and you have all those requirements, this is when the placement process begins and we begin to match you with your internship. So at UCF, you do have some specific steps to take for doing a study or internship abroad. You have to apply with the study abroad office first. But the first thing they want you to do is complete a self-assessment, which includes meeting with your academic advisor, evaluating your financial resources, and doing some preliminary research on programs that suit your needs and goals. After that, you should attend a Study Abroad 101 session. These are currently being held virtually, and you'll want to RSVP online. And this is just a general session that addresses study abroad as a UCF student, and is a great way to get a lot of your questions answered. And then once you've completed these 2 steps, you'll want to select your program and schedule an appointment with a UCF Abroad advisor. I believe that Oliver McSturley in the Study Abroad office is designated to work with students who are doing international internships. And then you can schedule this meeting by filling out the interest form, which is found online. And then Oliver will assist you throughout the application process and just make sure you're doing what you need to do on campus in order to study abroad. And then we also encourage you to meet with Carissa Lawson-Harris on campus in the financial aid office to talk about your financial situation and funding your study abroad program. And of course, as I mentioned before, once you complete that application process at UCF, you also want to apply directly with CEA. You'll simply apply on our website. Out there, you can also download syllabi, read our blog to learn more about other student experiences. We have a lot of great videos from past interns out on YouTube as well. And you're also more than welcome to schedule a one-on-one virtual advising appointment with a CEA enrollment advisor or internship coach to talk more about your options. And our application deadlines do vary by location, and they also vary by term. So just make sure you're paying attention to that information out there as well. All right, I know I threw a lot of information at you today, but if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to unmute yourselves and ask, or you can ask questions in the chat as well. Yes, if you join late, I am recording this session and I will send it to the Study Abroad office, and then they'll be able to share it out. Go back to the slide with pricing, absolutely. And as I scroll back to that slide, I should mention that what your program fee includes is your tuition and fees, housing, cultural activities, excursions, airport pickup, your transcript, on-site support, and then other inclusions will vary by location, and those will be listed out on our website. In terms of financing your program abroad or a virtual internship, I know as a UCF student you can use your federal aid and your private loans. We offer scholarships at CEA, and then if you're doing a program, internship abroad, we also offer flight vouchers throughout the year that you guys can take advantage of to help book your flight overseas. And also on the UCF website, I'm just going to pull this up to just share some helpful resources. There are a lot of other external scholarship opportunities that you can, take a look at. UCF has a bunch listed on their website. We also have a lot of external scholarship opportunities listed out on the CEA website. So just make sure you're taking a look at both, because we might have some UCF doesn't have listed and vice versa. So a great resource for you. As I mentioned, you do need to apply through UCF. So this kind of walks you through the different steps you need to take. Has the links out here to schedule and sign up for the Study Abroad one-on-one session. And then your next steps, this is where you're going to fill out your advising interest form to set up that Study Abroad advising appointment. And then under this Documents and Resources tab, just a lot of great general information, talks a little bit about, so we're considered a partner program, so you can learn a little bit more about the partner program and course approval process. Any other questions you have? If it's helpful, I could pull up the CEA website too and just quickly show you some great resources out there. So if you hover over the Study or Intern Abroad section and you go out to the funding options, this is where you can find the information on our scholarships and alternative funding options out there. So information on the flight vouchers, so we have them available for summer and fall right now. The different scholarships. Typically, we do have a more robust scholarship with many more categories, but because of COVID and limited funding, we've had to reduce our scholarship program through 2021. But there are other things out there, other resources, private loans, thinking outside of FAFSA. So it talks a little bit about like crowdfunding, which I know some students have been pretty successful with that. And then other funding resources. This is where we highlight a lot of different scholarship searches as well. So this is a great resource. The other one is if you just do hover over internship or intern abroad and click on internships, this also gives a really good overview of, let the site load, the CEA's internship program, a little bit about CEA internships. And I think somewhere down here, can find it. Right here, a typical week in the life of an intern. So this is something you can click and download and just learn a little bit more of what you can expect in terms of, if you're doing a study plus internship, taking classes and, doing an internship, what does that look like? We have some great, student spotlights here, internship spotlights. So learning again from past CEA interns. We have other resources out here like, putting together a sample resume, how to prepare for your interview, a great way to check this out. Here's also a way where you can check out some of the different, internship examples that we've had. I think I clicked on the wrong thing to actually show you that, but let me go back here. That's not, I can't find what I want to show you guys, but I think that when you go in at an internship program level, there is a way you can search by your academic, this right here, internship career field. So in Prague, these are some of the more popular internship career fields where we've been able to place students. So when you click on that, I think it just gives a generic job description of what you can expect to do in NGO development in Prague, for example. What kinds of programs are available for nursing majors or health majors that aren't in nursing school yet? Yeah, so we have placed students in health-related placements. One thing to note with internships abroad is that likely a lot of those health-related placements, you're not going to have like hands-on, touching patients kind of thing, because there's a lot of ethic things involved with that. But there are some that are like, patient interacting, you can interact with patients. It's just like, you're not going to be drawing blood or, anything like that. But one example I can give of actually a virtual health related placement is we have this company in San Jose, Costa Rica, that's really focused on like women's health. And so it was kind of more like, doing exercises to help with like menstruation in women. So this intern was tasked with like researching the women's reproduction and coming up with exercises based on like phases of her cycle. So that was quite an interesting placement that we had that was done virtually. I know that we've had some students intern in Sevilla in hospitals. Again, they weren't like doing like hands-on things with patients, but they were medical-based placements. I hope that helps answer your question. Any other questions you guys have? Yes, that's a great question about contacting us to get more information. I was just about to drop in that Calendly link that I pulled up. This is a link to our enrollment advisor's Calendly so that you can schedule a one-on-one advising appointment for a day and a time that works for you. We also have a live chat function on our website. And then I'm also happy to give you my Calendly link if you want to schedule something with me in particular. I'm happy to chat with you more about internship, the internship program. Awesome. Well, if you guys don't have any questions, that's all I have for you. I will stick around for a little bit in case you do have questions. Again, feel free to unmute yourselves and ask or type in the chat.